Okay, we're live, I think. We're live now, yes.
Okay. I'm waiting for it to start up on my end
Right.
to make sure.
Yeah. I think that's the first time I've actually made an effort to not just start it in mid-sentence without telling you.
Yeah.
I don't know, one of these days I'll actually do an intro.
God. I am still much louder than you are in the stream, and I hate it. This is why I ordered a new mic, so this doesn't happen.
Well, maybe I might turn my mic up a little bit just because I know my voice is not at its loudest right now.
I'm gonna try something. Let me test it.
Well, I've turned my mic up a little bit, so, you know, just let me know how that sounds, I suppose.
Okay, hold on, let me test this. Oh, this is actually better. Okay. What I ended up doing was I turned because it's attached to my headphones, I turned it up a little bit so it's away from my mouth. So it's actually better like that. Except now it's in front of my glasses, but that's alright.
Oh well. Whatever works. So, I guess, hello anyone watching. If you can tell by my voice or not, I'm kind of, well, I'm not sick, I'm just, my throat has stopped working for some reason.
Your throat's being bad.
Yeah.
It's being off.
But I just figured, other than that, I'm feeling fine. You know, let's just do it. Get finally actually caught up, hopefully today, doing Dave's route and Jade's route.
Yes!
I can finally go back on my home
My
Twitter
two
and all
babies,
that.
I'm excited for this.
Oh yeah, this will be good.
I mean, they're all my babies, but you know what I mean.
Sooner or later we're gonna get on to, like, Eridan and Equius and stuff.
I've been doing some thinking, and I'm wondering if we are going to get all 12 trolls, or if we're only getting the trolls that survive to the end of the comic. Since they started with Karkat and Kanaya, who are two trolls that made it to the end.
Yeah, I do seem to remember, I think it says on Steam there's going to be 20 characters total.
Yeah, so that makes me wonder, like, okay, you think 8 kids and 12 trolls, but we also have initial characters like, we have Calliope and Caliborn, and we have, like, Dave Petta, who I really, really hope gets a volume.
Oh yeah, that would be...
If Dave Petta gets a volume, I would die happy.
Ugh.
Because they need more attention.
Oh yeah. Dave Petta's great.
Dave Petta's wonderful.
So, let me just get some set up on my end so I can see the chat. Okay. I guess I'm ready to go if you are.
One sec, actually.
Oh yeah, sure. Let's go back on the menu, so we got music. The music has stopped playing. Oh, I hate sounding like this, because it sounds like I'm ill, but I'm not. So, you know.
Okay, I'm good now. And yeah, I totally get that. Like, I hope you're not actually, like, you know, suffering.
No, I am fine. It just sounds like I'm dying.
Yeah. Well, as long as you're okay, then we're good.
Yeah. As I said, I've got my hot chocolate, so, you know, if my throat needs soothing.
That's good. I've got water just because, you know, voice acting tends to do that.
Yeah, yeah. So,
or like, reading at all.
See, like, I don't remember if we said on stream last time or afterwards, but like, why am I hearing myself now? What's happening? It's unnerving.
I
think
there's
some kind of echo now. Oh, it stopped. That was weird.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't remember if we said on stream last time or not, but you're going to be Dave and Jade.
Yeah, I'm voicing both of them.
Yeah, which is probably the best given my condition.
I will attempt to voice Dave anyway.
Right, you volunteered.
I sure did. And it's because I am totally biased and Dave is my favorite kid.
I mean, that's valid. So should we get on with that then? Volume 3, A King's Feast of Ass.
Good title. Good title.
Let's get on with it then. Oh,
yeah.
I think my voice just broke.
Oh no.
Oh, music. Good music.
It's real good.
Yeah. Let's be real. As much as you enjoy your new friends, they all seem a little lonely. Like, maybe they don't have any friends besides the ones they talk to online. So...
That's a mood.
Is online friendship a reasonable alternative to a more traditional face-to-face friendship? Are relationships, and dare you say, families that you choose, not just as important, if not more so than those you're able to touch and feel? Damn, maybe being a little too real. You decide not to think about it too hard. But if you're being honest with yourself, maybe you aren't terribly interested in the greater context of found family and interpersonal relationships in the instant message era. You've got a fever. Oh, well. I'm voicing the right character then.
Very appropriate.
And the only cure for this disease called friendship is to mildly inconvenience a few teenagers.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. As much of a delight as it's been to make a young boy face his existential future, rob a woman of her booze stash, and then self-reflect about the value of contextual relationships, it's all felt a little heavy-handed. What you need is an emotional palate cleanser. There are 2 kids left on this tour de force, nice pun, and both sound like they'd make exquisite friends. Time to go full-on easy mode here. You've heard so much about this guy, you feel like you've got this one in the goddamn bag. With confidence, you zap yourself onwards.
God, this should be real good. Oh.
Oh, right into it.
What am I looking at?
Oh, you're already here. Wherever here is, it is blisteringly hot. You now instantaneously regret your choice of apparel. Why did you instinctively put your hoodie back on over this robe? Gown?
God, that's a bad idea. Either mailman or male person.
This must be Dave. Rose mentioned he talked a lot, and as you start to explain, it becomes apparent he is having this conversation at you, not with you. Wow, it is unbelievably humid.
Person adjacent. Anyway, Egbert told me you'd show up eventually. Which I never doubted for a second, since one of the core tenets of the United States Postal Service is that you visit four extremely specific and spread out teenagers while sweating all over yourself. Practically a crime to not be increasingly moist while out here delivering letters on the roof of a skyrise. Which, as you know, is the most effective and legal way to drop off the post. Climb here to the New England potluck and wandering around the roof. With no package.
I think he's onto us. It is actually really cool how much this kid seems to talk at you, but you were barely listening. Has the sun always been that red? Has the sky always been that wavy?
You alright?
You are hardly alright. You tug at the collar of your soggy mess of a hoodie. This is an overwhelming, oppressive heat. An almost impenetrable air fills your lungs as you try and take a series of shallower and shallower breaths. The world fades to white. Well.
Well.
Oh, I see Mad Snacks Yo in the back.
Oh my god, I love it.
The best game. I also see Cal, but I'm going to try not to look at him.
What Cal? I don't see a Cal.
When you wake up, you're sitting propped up on a cheap futon in front of a large television. A rough approximation of a person does an elaborate series of controlled falls, culminating in what you can only describe as skateboarding for assholes. On your left, Dave exists in a quantum state that is both somehow sitting and laying down, but also neither. With the precision of a Swiss watchmaker, he deftly presses a series of buttons that make the awful polygon man on screen T-pose and fall face forward into the ground. Seconds later...
This is what video games have led to.
Seconds later, his skateboard flops helplessly next to him. He doesn't look away from the screen as he speaks.
So, I guess you lived. It's not that I'm invested, but John might be sad.
Classic John. You try and emulate his incredibly casual body language as you slide your body down the futon. Your legs already barely reach the ground.
Yeah, the guy's a dork, but I taught him everything he knows.
You ask him if he taught him how to be a dog. You affect a completely uninterested face as though the sickness of your third-degree burn is not the single most exciting moment of your entire life.
God damn. Owned in my own home. Owned within an inch of my life. I'm on the edge reaching out in a hand of friendship, and this chucklehead long live the king's me. Bounds as a gazelle trample my useless body as Jonathan Taylor Thomas' persona watches on. Who'll raise Simba now? Who's gonna teach him about combat? Philosophy. Life. By the way, I put your nasty sweatshirt in the shower. You know what? I say we go with dope. Dope.
I think that's the right approach here.
I forgot to save. Hold on.
Also, I can't believe I just read the word GOG in 2019.
No, I read the name GOG in 2019.
Fair.
The word GOG.
Oh, dope. Dope. You are definitely the sort of person who says dope often and casually. You tell him, dopely, that you are a person who is not caught up in the small details of decorum or personal propriety. In fact, it doesn't bother you at all that he took your only worldly possessions and tossed them in a shower while you were unconscious. What's some light corpse looting among bros?
Okay. While it dries, you can wear one of my bro shirts.
I don't want
Usually
to.
has a fresh stash hidden in here. I really like his art. It's super good. His sprites are good.
They all are so far.
If you can call them sprites anyway.
Yeah. I like unlike the others, his symbol on his shirt is still pixely. I don't know, it fits for that one.
It's also not cracked yet, which is appropriate for the timeline that we're in.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep in mind this is when he still thinks his bro is cool.
Yeah. Ugh. This could get
that state of denial.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I feel like this is gonna get real at some point concerning bro.
Oh, I am feeling that.
Dope, tight, sick. Nothing weird about having some shirts in the living room. Just gonna have a look-see. Holy shit, there are a lot of puppets in here.
Yeah, dude, puppets own. Enough said. My bro's got the market cornered on puppet-based endeavors. Backed up against the wall like a feral beast hissing for more plush-oriented content. Little guy's probably just scared. Just wants to protect its nest and mouth-to-mouth feed its babies only the choicest puppet smut for a reasonable fee.
What the fuck does any of that mean? You look back to Dave when he's on his phone. God damn, that is so cool, actually. There is something weird about this whole setup that you just can't put your finger on. For one, you can't seem to find any secret shirts anywhere. It's all just puppets and plushes and DJ equipment. Oh my. Oh, I just got the reference there. I said that completely wrong.
Oh, okay, I just got that
thing.
too. Yeah, my bro, you have to think of the potential for ironic payoff. That guy's always one step ahead. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it's all just some trap to make you think you've gotten his goat. But that goat is long gone. Makes you think maybe there never was a goat. Maybe it was some other barnyard animal all along. You've been duped into looking for a goat like some dumb asshole. Or maybe the goat gets you really subvert the whole thing. Or maybe I totally read that wrong, but that's fine.
This is gonna be like 10 times the length of every other route, isn't it? Just because it's Dave.
I wouldn't be surprised. We made a good choice.
You take a second to wonder if he's really using the term ironic correctly in this instance. By dictionary definition, yes. A goat getting you is the opposite of how the situation should go. Thank God you settled that. As you're about to reassure Dave that this joke tracks, you catch some movement in the corner of your eye. Was that a camera? It couldn't have possibly been a camera. Oh, nope, there it is again. There is a camera coming out of the ice dispenser. God. It whirs softly as you approach, its mechanical eye trained on you. How long has this thing been watching? Is this Dave's? You lean in to take a closer look, but your foot catches on something. You fall flat on your face.
I see that Muppet Babies comic.
Oh, God. Dave seems too engrossed in the conversation he's having on his phone to pay you much mind, occasionally mumbling something out loud a few times before presumably typing it out.
Oh my God, he's rapping! He is totally rapping while he's...
Absolutely.
God.
You search for whatever it was that made you beef it so royally. You know, beef it, like fall down. That is a real phrase that humans say. A small tripwire stands taut a few inches off the ground. You must not have disturbed it enough to set off whatever contraption it's attached to, apparently.
Oh yeah, sometimes they're more of a psych out. You think, oh fuck me, I definitely beefed it, which is a phrase that is real. And you sit there waiting on bated breath, prepared to be fucked deep in velvety marionette dick. And it never comes. You go the rest of your day just waiting for the payoff from your dipshit mistake, and it never comes. You wake up in cold sweats for weeks, yearning for a release that will never find you, and it hits you. You've been fucking bamboozled by the master yet again. There's no elaborate booby trap, no Rube Goldberg device set to enact a series of complicated shenanigans, ultimately resulting in being buried alive in Kermit the Frog's plush amphibious dog. Beautiful, really.
Damn, bro, you live like this?
Yeah, he sure does. I mean, yeah, I guess. Keeps me on my toes. Eels never even met the ground. A prima ballerina with a head full of dreams and nothing to lose. God's gift applies, ripping a straight tasty tour on Lair for my adoring fans. They go apeshit for this sort of thing, but it's just another day in the life of Dan Sure extraordinaire Dave Strider. Haven't fallen for a trap like that since I was a baby. Trained. Real rookie mistake, mailman looking tired, maybe. Drained.
Oh my God, is he mumble rapping at you? This is the greatest day of your life.
Same. Got more plush ass than a puppet lost and found. King Strider drops the illest fire cause heavy is the crown. Rhyming puppet with puppet called puppet rhymes. Killing all ventriloquist puppet on puppet crimes. God, I can't rap.
Oh, neither can he, so it's okay. He goes on like this for some time with what can be described as bars of a similar caliber. The narrative focus shifts to your inner thoughts out of necessity, because it turns out writing raps is really hard.
Yeah.
He isn't exactly great, but you're not really a rap expert, despite what your social media opinions might imply. Unless you count Hatch to Dance, which of course you do. Why wouldn't you?
Good reference.
So remember Hatch to Dance then?
Actually, yeah, yeah, he remembered that.
That's like the only thing. Wait. What? What does that mean? Why did you think that? Oh. The whole scenario feels a little weird and familiar to you. All of these kids feel familiar to you. You learn something new about Dave and you feel like you already sort of knew it. You can't place it. Despite having met Dave no less than half an hour ago, something feels just slightly off about him. Something about his actions feels so performative in nature, like he's pantomiming in front of an audience. As Dave continues to rap, you remember that you are in front of an audience. You cast a glance over to the camera, but also to the hundreds of stuffed little creatures staring at you with their lifeless eyes.
God.
Amidst your revelation, we check back in on Dave, because I'm getting paid to write this, so I should probably make with the fucking jokes already. That was intriguing, though.
Yeah. Master of my tool, I'm the ace. Hardware, got more hose than a gardener, yard care.
Nice. The chaotic and surreal energy of this scene sends a shock of nervous energy down your spine. You feel alarmingly nude without the comfort and familiar warmth of your sweater. There was something about it that grounded you, something that felt like home. Aww.
Aww.
Dave concludes his masterpiece with an elaborate series of yeahs and uhs, just as you see the camera turn away from him ever so slightly to focus on something else before retreating back into the ice dispenser. It almost makes it look a little bashful. That's kind of adorable, actually. Despite the fanfic you've written in your head about a cool kid and his new best robot friend, the reality of the situation sets in. You have yet to make friends with this character, and it all has kind of felt surreal and weird to you. Maybe it's time to zap back and hard reset this continuity to try again.
What does that mean? Feels like I'm missing an important part of the puzzle here.
Oh, did he read, hear that? How does this work exactly?
Sometimes you just narrate what you're thinking. Kind of a baller move.
Why has nobody called you out on this before now? You put your hand on the counter to stabilise yourself, and your fingers brush up against something clandestinely polo. Just barely poking out from beneath a pile of discount plush nobodies is a neatly retail folded shirt. Oh, we have a choice.
Let's see.
Do we want to wear Bo's shirt? I don't know.
Wear the shirt!
Okay, we're doing it. Obviously you're going to put the shirt on. You don't want to be the only one not wearing a cool shirt.
Do you need some privacy? I'm not sure one layer of you ends and the other begins. Doubt the audience cares.
What?
Oh!
Hello.
I guess we're the audience!
Oh, you guess being on camera like this is kind of fucking whack, you say. So pointedly your sprite even shows up on screen for a second. Yeah, that's right, we went all out for this one. You were wondering if there was a place here that wasn't under constant surveillance? Like, how does this kid take a shit in peace? You know everyone's thinking it.
Dope line of questioning that I'm sure the public at large is eager to know the answer to, but my room isn't wired up, no. About to get you fired up, though. Menageries multiplying with
Maybe not this second.
Alright, damn.
You accompany Dave down the hallway to his room. You hear the shower on as you pass the bathroom, and you peek in to see your hoodie and nice gown on the tile being uselessly wetted by a low-pressure stream.
You're welcome, by the way.
Dave motions you to go in first, giving you the privacy you need to change into an extremely starched polo shirt and nothing else. This collar will not go down. This is absolutely what someone in 2009 would think is fresh as hell. You look around the room for a bit. There are so many things in here. This would be a 13-year-old's wet dream, but to you it seems a little much. It feels like this is a bunch of things someone thinks they should like. Let the fan art reflect that you've put on the shirt at this point. There isn't a mirror in here, but you can tell that this is someone out there's idea of a look. The door opens and Dave is standing there, but not walking in. He's leaned up against the doorframe, sipping a juice. Where'd you get a juice? What the fuck?
Hallway juice, my guy.
Hallway juice.
What, you don't keep foodstuffs stashed around your house? What do you do when you get hungry?
No, that's not it. You just mean you usually keep it in the fridge or whatever.
Too obvious. Somebody help this useless clown.
You assure Dave that you have met many clowns in your day, and only some of them were useless.
Name one.
You can't. Why did you say that? Clowns are awful. Everybody knows this. Guess he's got you there. You know, despite the overwhelmingly plush decor of the rest of the house, there is a distinct lack of puppets in here.
That's what my bros think. Not that they aren't deliriously whack or sick. I was gonna say whack, which would have been more more accurate. just a whole hospital ward full of the illest children that you've ever seen. Nice. Each one more up to pup than the last.
Up to pup?
Yeah, pup. Like puppets.
You gotta be honest, it doesn't really seem like his heart's in it.
How do you mean?
Well, it's just that he doesn't really seem to be all into the puppets. Feels a little performative.
Well, I guess I got my own stuff I'm into. Like, if I were to rank rank it 1 to 10, I'd say puppets are probably a solid 7.
So,
you doing okay?
Yeah, I just got to a load of, like, undissolved cocoa powder at the bottom of the mug.
Oh no! When you don't stir your chalky milk enough!
Clearly. Oh. Okay, I just shake it around a bit. I don't have a spoon up here.
I've had that happen a lot.
Yeah. Anyway, you got this kid on the ropes. Just one more push. In fact, you'd even go as far as to say the puppet thing sort of sucks. It is extremely weird. The cameras, the hiding things like an animal, it all seems a little, you know, whack. For a while he just seems to look at you, almost as if he's sizing you up. There was a long stretch where Dave doesn't break eye contact with you as he finishes his cute little juice and crumples it up. He takes an ambitious shot at the trash can and misses by about 7.5 feet.
Oh. Damn, I could have sworn I had game. You're throwing me off, mailman.
Yes, that is correct. You are a faithful employee of the Postal Service.
I mean, I definitely believe you, but let's say I didn't. Let's say I had a cool friend who, even though they're too cool to care about details like this, they were a little skeptical of this whole situation. Maybe they'd want some proof you were who you said you were, before they let you get any closer to their friends. Just throwing that hypothetical out there.
What proof could he possibly need?
Say the oath. Oh no! The mailman oath!
I feel like Dave would somehow just know it.
The oath. The mail oath.
Look, the thing about that is...
I mean, unless you aren't really a mailman.
Behind his sunglasses, Dave's eyes shift ever so slightly to what you might describe in a less immediately harrowing situation as a moderately priced-looking mall katana mounted to his wall.
Oh dear.
You realise that maybe now isn't the best time to come clean about your impeccable ruse. You can't believe you've managed to put yourself in mortal peril yet again. You wordlessly chuckle and shake your head at all the situations you get yourself into. Dave, not privy to your private thoughts for once, looks on. Why, of course you can recite the mailman oath, you say with a confidence that is as misplaced as it is unfounded. You perk up. Now is your time to shine. Maybe it's the popped collar, but you're feeling good about this one. You got this. You've lied to tons of kids. One more and it will be smooth sailing from here on out. You open your mouth and there is a brief moment where everything feels like it's going to be okay. You immediately start sobbing and crumple into a disgusting mess on the floor.
Same. Fuck. Wow, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, he's cry typing!
You're not a real mailman. You never were. You don't even have a real mailman outfit. You're a fraud. You don't even know how much stamps cost.
Oh my god. Jesus, just... Okay. It's gonna be alright there,
Dave squats down next to your deflated body and pats you a little awkwardly on what he assumes is your shoulder. You say you're sorry you tricked him, you just wanted to impress him because John said he was so cool.
It's fine, I guess. Fuck, dude. Get a hold of yourself.
He tries to get up, but you are desperately clinging to his shirt, confessing everything, confessing to made-up crimes you didn't even commit.
Look, my guy, we all make mistakes. Please, stop whatever this is. I'm pretty sure you're harmless. And I don't think you actually killed anyone with your ass. Sorry. Wow, it was hard to read that without laughing. Alternia's deadliest ass. Let me redo that. And I don't think you actually killed anyone with your ass or were ever an accessory to burning down an alien mall or whatever insane shit you just said. Oh, you remembered that then?
Yeah, you kinda got caught up in the moment and just started saying made up shit. You asked Dave if he's mad at you.
Nah, dude. Get up.
Dave helps you back up onto your feet. You come clean in an only slightly more controlled and dignified way this time. You explain how there are these huge gaps in your memory, and that you somehow ended up with these abilities that let you traverse space, time, and sometimes even reality itself. Dave doesn't say much for a change, and it doesn't seem like he's listening at first, but you think maybe he just has one of those faces.
Let me get this straight. One day you just appeared in a suburb, no memories except that you have some mysterious teleportation power. You dig through some unsuspecting chump's mail looking for clues, and through some ridiculous universal happenstance, you just so happen to stumble upon the most gullible fucking dork in the universe. Befriend him. Also, I'm there via text. Egbert gives you a list of friends to visit. Out of all the choices available to you, myself included. And you go see Rose first. Rose fucking Lalonde. Even though we built up such a good rapport when I told John you weren't a real mailman. Called it, by the way. Your first instinct is to visit the most heavy-handed out of all of us for some light kinship. Power move, I guess. Mailman out here wave dashing for friendship. Can't even spare a neutral for can't even spare a neutral A for old Strider, huh? God, these Smash Bros references, I can't. Won't even back into the corner and spam your ranged attack for the D-man. A tragedy in 2 acts. Both acts are titled Betrayal.
You definitely understand what is being said and absolutely don't have to ask your friends what some cool video game words are. You are 100% not pulling the boldest how do you do fellow kids the world has ever seen. That is just kind of the entirety of Friendship and Pesterquest, isn't it?
Yep.
Besides, is that really the thing to be focusing on right now?
You fucking wound me, mailman. Of course it is. Nothing is more important to me than this. They say that most humans only use 10% of their brain. That's because I'm using 90% of it to think. How dare you? So anyway, you can really go anywhere. See anybody you want. Sounds nice.
For all but a moment, the act drops and you see the corners of his mouth tighten a little. The fading afternoon light filters through his sunglasses at just enough of an angle to see his eyes shift ever so slightly towards the window. These subtle movements would surely be lost on most. If you weren't so focused on trying to read him, or even just slightly further away, you may have missed it yourself. There was almost a loneliness in his voice. It must be hard to live here by yourself, so far away from the people who care about you. It's possible that you have been so focused on trying to blindly make friends that you've forgotten that in front of you is a real living person. You can't help but wonder if there is something you can do.
You said you can take people with you, right?
Isn't this
Like if you could teleport John around, would that work with anybody?
This is it. The path to this kid's heart is clear as day. Fuck what you said just now. That friendship juice is so close you can practically fucking taste it. You try not to look excited, affecting Dave's cool persona as you say, fuck yeah, you can take people with you. You scope out your fingernails because for some reason that is what you do when you're acting cool. This works to the full extent it can, coming from someone who was not but 7 minutes and 32 seconds earlier was rolling around on the floor, damp with their own tears. Did he have some place in mind?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I got some ideas I could bounce off you, I guess. How do you feel about...
Shh. With a swift finger to his mouth, you cut him off. He doesn't seem to like that very much, but you still consider it a successful maneuver. There's no need for words between friends. You know just where he wants to go. Why are we doing whatever we're doing here? Just think really hard about it. Think about where you want to be, Dave. Think about what is important to you. Think about what you really want. It will be more magical this way. Friendship is magic after all. You just made that up right now. Don't look it up.
Damn, guess that's true.
He closes his eyes and you put a hand on his shoulder. This is it. This is gonna go wrong. Oh? Putting your trust in the magic of friendship, you focus this power externally as much as you're able. Flashes of distant but somehow familiar imagery course through you. The quiet stillness of the suburbs, the smell of the forest, the heat of an apartment rooftop, the ocean breeze. You extend it outwards as much as you are able. This is his rodeo. You are merely the vehicle.
Where is this?
What the fuck?
Same.
What?
Oh, fuck yes.
The two of you stand near a sign that says, "Please wait to be seated." A very cheery hostess has a brief exchange with Dave and ushers the two of you to an open table.
Oh, hell fucking yes.
What is going on? There is no mistaking it.
About to get my motherfucking
no.
breadstick on. Are you serious? God!
This is absolutely an Olive Garden.
This is so on brand! Oh my
I can't
god!
believe this.
Wow! Alright. Fuck yeah, it is. I didn't realize that was actually MSPA Reader's line and not yours.
Oh.
When you're here, you're family, dog.
While you're still new to this, you can't really seem to detect any irony in his voice. You thought for sure he'd want to go see his friends. You thought you had him figured out.
First and last mistake, mailman. But you'll learn. I'm a mystery. Got that history. But with the plot, my flow so hot they leave you looking blistery. Racially ambiguous, my rhymes contiguous. At the OG, my homie, where the breadsticks are continuous.
You don't know what the... Oh, you know what? Fuck it. You just let him go for a while. You don't even know if that last one rhymed, but fuck it if you aren't charmed by this little bastard. You lean back in your chair and just absorb it all, sitting in the worst restaurant imaginable with your new rapping teen friend, while the other patrons do their best to ignore his incredible rhymes. After a short while, Dave abruptly stops freestyling, and you open your eyes.
Oh fuck, you know what time it is?
No, your sprite doesn't have a watch drawn on it.
It's breadstick 30, no watch necessary. Fuck me, I love breadsticks. I never talk about it. This is a very real and hidden character trait that nobody knows about me. I mean, breadsticks are good. I can't not agree with that.
I'm not big on breadsticks. Gotta be honest.
Olive Garden's breadsticks are oddly good.
I mean, I've never been to Olive Garden. Maybe they have really good breadsticks. I don't think we have it in this country.
They have really good breadsticks. It's literally the only reason to go to Olive Garden.
Well, that sounds like a very real and hidden character trait that nobody knew about him. And we are certainly not finding this out now because of a series of seemingly unrelated events that possibly changed the continuity of this universe, allowing these sort of otherwise narratively unimportant traits to shine through. Wow, he is really going to town on those breadsticks. Maybe this is all friendship needs to be, spending some quality FaceTime with a solid bro, and just absolutely decimating some bottomless breadsticks at a bad chain Italian restaurant. Maybe the real lesson here is friendship doesn't have to be a grand gesture or high adventure. Maybe the real friends...
I understand you're having a moment, but I am absolutely going to eat your breadsticks if you don't stop talking about what friendship means to you.
Yeah, man, whatever you want.
Get that bread, son!
Oh my
This is so good I have to screenshot it. My god.
That was good.
God. I like that we got the good end just immediately. First try.
Clearly we understand, Dave.
Okay, we're going back to the first choice.
Yes.
Get immediate game over.
That was really good. So yeah, the shower.
The shower?
What? The shower?
Yeah, it smelled, so I tossed it in there. Ran the hot water. You can thank me later.
Won't someone need that? You don't want to put anyone out. You've already taken up so much of their hospitality. Also, you don't think that's how you're supposed to wash clothes.
Nah, my bro's out for a while. It happens sometimes. Probably puppet related.
He avoids the laundry minefield by opting for the nuclear option. Though you guess that makes sense. There are a lot of puppets around, which strikes you as extremely normal and reasonable and not even a little whack.
Yeah, puppets rule, end of story. Shit, close the book on that one. Time for Betty Bye, kid. Little man about to get his 8 to 10 on stuck as a bug in the fucking rug. Tucked the fuck in tight as can be on his way to Slumberland. Nemo who? Never fucking heard of him. Shit, hold on.
He sips up to fish something out of his pocket. Ah, a phone. He gets a phone from his pocket. You're not sure what you were thinking. As a perfectly normal human being from a 100% real and tangible Earth, you know what a cell phone is. What is that, a first gen? Yikes. He ignores your jab and you pretend not to be reading over his shoulder, though it probably could not be more obvious that you are. Oh.
I guess you're John this time.
Hi, did you meet the mailman?
My guy, we've gone over this time and time again. How do I put this in terms you can understand? Have you ever met a mailman in your life? Even in that shitty Costner flick you love. Even in that shitty Costner flick you love, the dude has the decency to at least wear the outfit.
I knew you watched it.
No, I never waste my precious time watching even a single one of the Z-list garbage you try to wreck me. I'm just stating stone cold facts. I just read an outline and browsed a few review sites to see what people were saying.
I don't know. It sounds like that probably took a lot more time and effort than just watching the movie itself.
What I'm saying is, this isn't a mailman. I don't even think this is a person. You have thrust a person-styled entity into my life under the alluring guise of parcel delivery. Which, if I'm understanding right, this clown isn't even very good at... Which, if I'm understanding right, this clown isn't even very good at on account of how bad they bungled the only delivery that mattered. At least Alon had the good sense to be skeptical of his absolute fucking tomfoolery.
Don't be a dick, the mailman is cool.
John, I cannot stress this enough. You wouldn't know cool if it bit you right in the ass. Can you imagine?
No?
The dopest person you've ever met chomping away, just really getting it up in there, ice cold and ear deep in a king's feast of ass. There's the title.
What the hell are you talking about?
Oh god, that's right, is he gonna start rapping?
Oh no.
Try to keep up, Egbert, this will be on the quiz.
He looks uncharacteristically startled as he glances back in your direction, to find you only a few inches away, adamantly reading his private conversation with a friend.
Jesus Christ, you're like a cat. How much of that did you see?
You definitely didn't see him having a playfully flirtatious chat with a longtime friend, if that's what he's asking you. Dave desperately tries to refocus on his game hijinks. He makes his character, who you can see he has named Tony Cork, do what can be described as some insane flips and shit. Masterful.
I remember, actually, real quick, that James Roach said that he almost called him Toby Cox. But felt it would have been too on the nose. Oh my god, I'm gonna need a second for that.
I was waiting for you to read that line.
There's nothing at all flirtatious about two bros discussing eating ass. Just being straight as 2 hours were also straight. You're right. I mean, how would that even work? It wouldn't, that's how. That's all there really is to say about that.
I can see why people have been talking about John Dave again.
Yeah, I did hear that people were talking about John Dave again, and now I see why.
Reassure him that it is okay to be honest about his feelings. You're not here to judge him. John seems very nice. They would be cute together.
Together? Like, how? No, don't tell me. I actually don't give a single shit about this line of thought. You might not have picked this up, but I'm definitely 100% not a homosexual.
Sure.
pretty much crawling in moist, voluptuous hose on the regular.
Wait, hose are real?
Hell yeah, hoes are real.
And they're damp?
Shit, it's like I gotta start at square one with this helpless asshole. What school do you go to?
The utter astonishment you feel at this earth-shattering revelation sends your consciousness for a spin, but you manage to steel yourself. This isn't your first tough customer. You tell Dave that hose is a gender-neutral term. Anyone can be a hoe if they believe in themselves. Hoe-like behaviour knows no limits, no master.
Damn right!
Despite just learning they were real mere moments ago, you are confident that to be a hoe is to be free.
Oh. That's pretty dope, I guess. It's not... It's not like I've never thought of it. I mean, for the ironic payoff, obviously. Can you imagine the look on his face? His best bro coming up to him with some dire news? I look up at him, eyes red with tears, as I put a hand on his shoulder and say, "John, not to alarm you, but I'm gay. Now your clueless dipshit wiles have finally won me over." No, that sucks. Aww!
Dave.
Dave!
His speech
oh my god.
His speech has become even quicker than normal as he stands and paces frantically around the apartment, completely abandoning his poor Tony.
I mean, and this is purely hypothetical, if I liked anyone, which I don't on account of being too fucking smooth to tie myself down, it will probably be another one of my friends. You don't know her, she's not from around here. So that basically means I can't have a thing.
A thing?
For John! Oh my god, this is so fucking cute! Case closed. By unanimous decision, the jury finds in favor of the defendant. Me.
It seems to you like he's got a lot to think about, and maybe this is a little heavy for the first meeting. You already feel emotionally exhausted.
No fucking way we're in this for the long haul, partner. I'm not doing the Texas accent, just so you know.
Oh,
I know.
Yeah. Cannot blame you.
We are entrenched in this shit. You and me are fighting on the front lines of isn't he World War I? What? Oh, okay. You and me are fighting on the front lines of isn't he World War I? Troops are spilling over the embankment, armed to the teeth with various literatures and pamphlets. I'm already learning so much about myself.
Oh, is that good?
The enemy is at the gates of my sexuality, and our air support is nowhere to be seen. If I don't make it, tell my wife or maybe husband I died like I lived. Completely baller in every conceivable way.
This conversation train has not just got off the rails, but it is crashing headfirst into the nearest village. Just some unsuspecting hamlet fallen prey to this out-of-control ride. This is no longer a conversation you have any say in. You desperately look around the room for anything else to talk about. So, puppets, right?
Oh, no. You fucked up, mailman. You opened the floodgates of introspection. We are balls deep in the discourse waters, and there is nobody to blame but yourself.
He stops pacing to look contemplative. His voice lowers to a mumble. Is he still talking to you? Does he still want to talk about this or not? It is nearly impossible to tell.
Now, okay, hear me out. Do I have to come up with a gay name now, or can I still be Dave? I'm thinking Gabe, but let's not kid ourselves, that's the amateur choice. Obviously, my full title would be Gabe Strider Dick Ryder. Okay,
that's enough.
I'm just gonna say now, I am very glad I took up the role of Dave. Because this is fantastic.
There has got to be a better way than this. You're so tired. Is that...
Oh my god!
Oh, that was wonderful.
That was fantastic! Oh my god, my poor boy. Dave, it's okay to say that you're bi, you're not going to die! from one bi bitch to another.
do I have to come up with a gay name?
Gabe Strider Dick Rider. Oh my god, this poor child. Just the ultimate definition of disaster buy. I love it.
100%. So, are we going to not wear the shirt now?
Don't wear the
What's
shirt.
the other one? Don't wear it.
Yep.
Actually, you think you're fine as it is. No reason to shake it up with yet another outfit will eventually pay someone to draw. Let's take a second. Reel it in for a little bit. What the fuck is going on here? Isn't this, like, really messed up?
No, what's messed up? Oh wait.
Oh.
No, what's messed up is how you deny my hospitality like this. I have to use someone else's property that you have to find hidden among countless lifeless puppet corpses, and this is the thanks I get? Real cold, mailman. Damn, maybe I'll wear the shirt to protect me from this chill.
Ah, enough! Okay. Like, why isn't he in school? It's the middle of April.
It's spring break, yo. Bro. Besides, I only subscribe to the School of Hard Knocks. Also several YouTube channels and periodicals. So, did YouTube exist in 2009? Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So, pretty sweet deal over here, actually.
You know he isn't really like this. You know he doesn't like living like this.
This is gonna get real, ain't it?
Yeah, oh, there's the camera.
Oh, damn, that's true. What am I like? Apparently we've got the foremost expert in Dave lore here. PhD in Strider Dynamics. It's the first day of school and I'm here in class eager to learn. Got my pencil out, got my precious fit on. Got my dope new Trapper Keeper with the Lisa Frank dolphins on it. Look them on there, smiling like assholes. One blue, one pink, so we know it's not gay. Poor bastards don't know they're a cartoon. Saddest story I ever heard.
The little camera switches its focus from Dave back to you, gauging your reaction. Ignoring it, you assert that you aren't trying to say you know him, just that...
That what?
Okay, clearly you've struck some sort of nerve here, but...
Nah, we're good. Tell me more about my situation. You really have been spending time with Rose, haven't you? Got me all figured out? Don't worry if you gotta look at the Wikipedia article for abandonment issues or whatever, I can wait.
Despite how flat his voice is coming out, his body language has made a telltale shift. He's standing leaned up against the back of the futon. His hands are in his pockets. It would almost seem like he was sulking if you weren't so convinced he wanted to kick your ass.
What was that? Okay.
At the edge of your vision, you sense some movement. You didn't catch it exactly, but you're convinced it was there. Think I can guess.
Oh god.
You look over there and there's nothing to be seen. Perhaps another hidden camera? There is something unsettling about being watched this whole time. There it is again. Every now and then your eyes catch the faintest presence of something moving just out of sight. The whole place feels like it's faintly shifting around. Amid scanning the room, a particularly fucked up looking puppet catches your attention.
Oh.
These little shits are everywhere, but... oh, sorry.
Oh.
But this awful little man's stare stops your heart for just a moment. Its cold eyes pierce you. Its plastered smile judges you. You look at it as briefly as possible, if for no other reason than to note how unsettling it is before looking back to Dave. You... What the fuck?
What the fuck indeed? What? Oh, that's just Cal. Cal's a realist.
He certainly seems real to you. You could have sworn he just moved around on his own.
Yeah, man, he does that. Don't think about it too hard.
See? This is what you mean.
It's not that deep. Look, I know you got some hero complex or something. Gonna swoop in and save these kids from themselves. Well, bad news, kid. That's not what this is, and heroes aren't real. John, I understand, but fooling Rose too? The insane tricks this guy must have pulled.
Dave has shifted his weight forward. While his voice has not risen above a low mumble, this is enough of a tell to know that maybe you should back off. This friendship thing is tougher than you thought.
You're still on about that, huh? Look, I'm no expert on friendship, minus the fact that I absolutely am. But do you ever think maybe coming to someone's home and fucking with their day-to-day life is a little rude? Just a hypothetical. As per normal, I'm stone cold unbothered by this turn of events. A stoic bastion and the...
Yeah, sorry, but did he just say... did he just say stoic?
What?
Well, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
But...
Stoic, like, unmoved. Oh, stoic!
Yeah.
Stoic, okay, that's what he said. Stoic, like, unmoved.
Does he mean stoic?
I mean, I guess.
Oh, Peas, you've done it now. You weren't trying to embarrass him. Oh, jeez. You try and comfort him by saying that it's okay if he's never heard anybody say the word before. Maybe he's only seen it in text. He frowns and goes quiet. This does not seem to be helping. The kid is completely shut off now. You try and bring up the puppets again. No dice. Or even pretend to be super jazzed about Cal or whatever its name was, seemingly shadow stepping around the apartment. Wow, so cool. Nothing. Dave takes out his phone and begins texting. Ah, is that about you? Oh, Beans, is he telling your new friends how much you beefed it? This could ruin everything.
Gosh!
Desperate
Please.
times call for desperate measures. And this is the most desperate time you can recall. A friendship is on the line. Cal continues to phase in and out like a poorly animated anime character, moving so fast you can't keep up. You take a few steps towards Dave. You've got to get him out of here, and you know just where to take him. About half a second into your stealth mission, you clumsily step on a puppet, and it makes a pathetic squeak.
Oh no.
Dave stops for a second, but after a few moments returns to texting at the speed of sound to whoever is on the other end. Cheese and crackers, you can hear the notification sounds popping off. Whoever it is responding back. You can't waste any more time. You teleport to him as silently as you can. Besides you, Cal's disgusting limp body flaps haphazardly on top of a shelf. Guess he's done? No time for this. You slowly reach out your hand. Time to get out of here and fix this. A large adult hand grabs you by the wrist. Don't like this. You get to see it belongs to a muscular man in pointy sunglasses. He won't exactly describe as a twink, and not exactly a hunk, but most certainly not a bear either. In fact, why don't we talk about it for several... Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Before you can begin your...
Confirmed twonk.
Before you can begin your extremely important debate, you are flung unceremoniously out of a high-rise apartment complex window.
Welp.
As you free fall, you think, maybe he was more of a twunk.
Wonderful.
So I guess we straight up died in that one.
I mean, if the free fall doesn't kill you, the sun certainly... Or quote-unquote sun.
Yeah, why is the sun like that in... Is that just what Texas is like? I've never been there.
I'm pretty sure that's just part of the whole, you know, meteor apocalypse thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, I can probably guess that that's what...
Oh, that was Dave.
Well, that was a ride from start to finish.
Yeah. I don't know if Bro's a twunk. I'll have to think about that. I don't know.
I have personally always seen him as a twunk. There is my confession for the day.
That's, I mean...
Bro, mind you, not Dirk. Two different things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see it. I'm not against it.
Well,
oh, yes.
Time for Jade?
Jade, yeah. The loneliest girl in the world. Oh, that's already sad. Oh, so sorry.
No problem. Music.
It's been days and your stomach still hasn't recovered from Olive Garden, but you can't spend forever moping around. There are friends to make, damn it. Well, just one left in this set. Her name is Jade Harley, and though all three of your new pals consider themselves good friends with her, they know strikingly little about her life. The most you have gleaned is that she lives on a mysterious island, and oh, it's this music. The most you have gleaned is that she lives on a mysterious island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with her grandfather and some uncommon breed of dog. Their communication with her has been limited to internet messages and packages sent to a PO box in some podunk town called Hornswich.
Oh, I like this.
What, like?
Hmm?
So I just noticed that voice. I thought that was some weird echo.
Yeah, I didn't notice it was part of the song.
Yeah, I don't know what that was saying. That. Yeah, I like that Hornswich mention. Give me the.
Oh boy.
Give me the high
Give me
swap lore.
Yeah, that's sweet, sweet high swap lore.
John said he would message her and see if she could provide an address, but you don't want to wait. Throwing yourself headlong into friendship has always worked out for you. So you close your eyes, think islandy thoughts, and hope it works.
Hey, it works for me.
Well, but something strange happens as you channel your powers. A loud bark echoes somewhere in the distance, and nuclear green energy sparks in the air around you. You catch a split-second glimpse of a massive green sun, then you hit the ground on your hands and knees. The whole event can't have taken more than a second or two. Oh! He's not happy! You blink and focus your vision. You're inside a room. The floor is smooth and white, and disrupting the monotony in front of you are a set of similarly white paws attached to a loose, you mean an animal. You slowly stagger up and look him over. It's been a while since we've seen Beck, hasn't it?
I missed Beck.
He is a good boy. He is a very large and fluffy dog, his snout held up high. A long green tongue hangs from his open mouth as he pants lightly, and the air around him crackles with electricity, making the fur on his back stand on end. Something about him feels so familiar to you. Familiar twice over.
Scratch!
Yeah. His fuzzy and regal form reminds you of a warmth you once knew, but those neon sparks fill your stomach with dread. At the very least, he seems friendly. He leans in and drags his rough tongue along your cheek, leaving it tingling. His tail wags swiftly back and forth, and he keeps nosing at you. He seems fascinated. Aww. Oh!
Beck! Down, boy!
Blimey.
Oh my god. Jade.
Also, I'm already just in love with her art style here. She's adorable.
Same. Bless.
I mean, I don't think there's such thing as a non-adorable Jade, but this is a prime
non-adorable
example.
Jade is absolutely impossible.
It is this friendly demeanour of his that leaves you shocked when he moves aside and you find yourself staring down the barrel of a rifle. It is held aloft by a bespectacled young lady in a sensible skirt, who really has no business pointing such a big fucking gun at you. She can do what she wants.
Okay, please don't panic and don't make any sudden moves. I've never shot a living being before, and it would make me very, very sad if I had to...
Oh, okay, so this is happening now. Is this Jade? She doesn't sound like Jade based on what John told you. She looks more like a Gigi anyway. Or maybe a Lynn? Right, the gun. Don't get sidetracked. You slowly raise your hands in surrender and try to put on your most inoffensive expression. You tell her that if she started shooting living beings, she would be pretty sad too. So why doesn't she put down the gun and...
No way! I don't want to shoot you, but you're clearly a dangerous and unpredictable being, and I need to make sure I stay safe. My grandpa taught me a lot about gun safety and trigger discipline in case anything bad ever happened to me. So I know that good trigger discipline means keeping your finger on the trigger at all times in case you need to blow something to bits. That's actually not what it means.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Oh fuck.
Now let me make things clear to you. I'm a very clever girl, and you won't be able to fool me as easily as you fool the others. It's very obvious to me what you've been doing, and I knew you would eventually show up if I waited long enough. Sure enough, John messaged me not too long ago to let me know you wanted to visit, and so I prepared myself for your arrival.
Getting fucking ambushed by Jade Harley.
Yep. You've come to interfere with our lives, and now I want to know why. So you had better start talking, okay?
Okay, you say. What does she want to talk about? You're well versed on a variety of eclectic subjects, so you can go on about basically anything. Wrestling, postmodern art, controversial opinions on traditional jurisprudence.
Nice references.
But you get the feeling that this is an interrogation, and you really have no idea what she's interrogating you over.
very likely story. I could put two and two together pretty easily, you know. You've never shown up in any of my dreams before, and now none of those dreams are coming to pass.
That's
not to mention that I don't even see Prospect when I go to sleep anymore. Yeah, that's totally because of, well, the first volume.
Yeah.
Where he basically dumped sperm into a sewer.
Yeah. This is kind of our fault.
Yeah. And that can only mean that you have derailed the forces of fate. That's pretty much what happened. You destroyed John's copy of his verb, and now that changed everything. Not only could John not begin to gain, none of us could. And now the meteors hit like they were supposed to. It's like the universe changed its very fabric to bend to your evil whims.
Whoa, evil? That's a little harsh. Your cops are stupid, but evil is way too much.
Don't play dumb with me. What else could motivate you to stop us from fulfilling our destiny as heroes?
Heroes? John and friends are very nice, but they don't exactly strike you as heroes.
That's because you don't know them like I know them. You haven't seen the shrines on or heard stories from or seen them in the clouds growing into even people. And now I begin to suspect that those things will never come to pass. John's birthday came and passed without any fanfare except for him supposedly befriending a strange mailman. And that day the internet was full of people complaining that their beta copies of his burb weren't working, and there was a huge scandal with the company. Oh wow.
Ooh.
A little while later, I found out this mailman was magical powers. I know a thing or two about magical powers, or at least powers which seem to be magical to those who haven't studied their logical sources. But yours are totally different from anything I've seen. At first, I thought you must be an advanced Dursite agent come to sabotage us, but you definitely aren't from Durs. Maybe a Prospidian double agent? I also consider the weird trolls who keep pestering me. But they've been weirdly quiet lately, and you don't really give me that vibe. And obviously you're not a human.
It's starting to feel like we did something wrong here.
Yeah.
Come on, Jade. Well, hang on. You are a human, right? She tilts her head and gives you a little really kind of look, a little really kind of look, and your stomach twists into knots.
The more I look at you, the more I start to think you're like... how do I explain this? Okay, do you know what a furry is?
Wow, okay. That question is more loaded than her gun. Yes?
Alright, so a lot of artists I followed... Does that make sense? YCH means your character here.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you cut out. I thought you were asking.
No,
Yeah.
No, I was saying, yeah.
Yeah. It just you cut out for half, but I didn't realise that was the line. Anyway,
Whoops.
You have no idea what a YCH is. You cautiously ask her.
Oh, she actually explains it, okay.
Yeah.
It stands for your character here. Basically, an artist will draw a pose or scenario, but instead of putting in an actual character, they will leave a blank outline like a mannequin. You pay them to put your own character there. And when I look at you, I feel like I'm looking at one of the blank spaces. My intuition doesn't tell me anything about you, and you've never shown up in my... You're like my best friend Beck over here. A complete wild card, something I can't figure out. Which brings me back to my point.
She had almost let her gun drop, and you had almost forgotten she was holding it, but she hefts it back up to point at you and steals her gaze.
You are going to tell me why you came here and did what you did, and then you're going to help fix it.
That rifle is really starting to bother you. Oh, I'll save this.
Alright.
I think if we try to take the gun, she will shoot us and we might die. So I'm gonna vote for stay calm.
Alright, let's stay calm.
Alright, pretty much everyone except John has called you on your bullshit thus far, so you may as well give her the full confession. You absolutely did change the course of reality, but it was the result of a genuine fuck-up, not ill intent. It's kind of a long story, but you relate it as best as you can. Your strange lack of memory, an encounter with a bizarre and magical artifact, the way you blundered into John's life and destroyed his mail as a result of your highly relatable social anxiety, The girl
Very
listens
relatable.
intently as you explain what brought you here, and then you offer an apology. You think that you have irreversibly altered the very fabric that threads her cosmos together. There's probably no way of putting things back like they were and letting this lady go on her golden dream quest, or whatever she was blathering about while you were distracted by her very deadly gun.
Okay. You sound very sincere, and I'd like to believe you. So I'll take you at your word for now. Whatever shenanigans you involved yourself in, I trust that you did not intend to cause a problem. Let's put all this ugly business behind us. Oh.
The girl holsters her rifle and you breathe a long sigh of relief.
Sorry about all that. I promise I only had the best intentions.
She has so much hair.
I know, right?
It's cool.
I actually had hair exactly like her. Long.
It's cool, you tell her. You get the distinct feeling you've dealt with much worse.
Yeah, I'd imagine a space hopper like you has been to all sorts of cool and dangerous places. I'm kind of jealous, really. But anyway, we've never properly introduced ourselves. My name is Jade, and my dog's name is Becquerel. What's yours?
Huh. You know, this is the first time... You think this is the first time you've ever been asked for your name? Ever? You almost forgot you had one. You tell Jade your name.
Whatever it is. Huh. That's a very unique sounding name. I like it.
You tell Jade that you like her name too, and she beams at you.
Thank you. I'm so glad my grandpa gave me this name. It's so pretty and fairly unique. It's just very like... Anyway, why don't I show you around? I can give you a little tour of the house and we can get to know each other a little better.
Oh, that sounds great. You're an expert on taking tours of other people's houses. Which makes sense since you don't exactly have your own house. Jade stares sadly at you.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's cool. You have magic now, so the trade-off is probably pretty fair.
Right. Well, this is of course my room. As you can see, I have a ton of pretty posters. This is my favorite. It was a gift from Dave and I love it to pieces, even though it's honestly king, but that's the point.
She gestures to a poster of Dave's webcomic guys with animal attributes scribbled onto them.
Oh yeah, the one in the back.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Or on the right.
Yeah. Most of the other posters also feature anthropomorphic fauna, drawn with significantly more finesse. It all gives you a very furry vibe. But not in a bad way, you clarify. Her lips twitch in irritation, and it occurs to you that people are probably constantly either clowning on her for liking furry stuff, or reassuring her that they aren't about to clown on her for liking furry stuff.
Well, I don't actually dress up in suits or any of that nonsense. But I really love animals, and I think it's fun to imagine what it would be one. Which is why I own so many animal toys. Like the Manthro chaps are very silly but dignified fellows, part animal and part Victorian era gentle, sir.
Jade gestures to a pile in the corner, heaped high with plushies and dolls of all sorts. Many of them look like man-animal abominations with curly moustaches, and others feature bright and puffy squid-like creatures.
Oh, and these are my squiddles! They are based off of a cartoon show. Rose says it's a bad show, but I don't believe her.
Jade fishes through the toy pile and retrieves a dark bluish-black toy.
This one is Inkabelle. She's my favorite. In one episode, she gets lost in the murky brine swallows and spends years completely alone, lost without any of her friends. But in the end, her friend Podlight tracks her down and... It seems so bleak the first time I watched it that I literally cried, but I realized in the end that it's a very poignant tale.
Jade smiles wistfully down at the plushie in her hand. She glances from it to another one of the Squiddle dolls and her expression tightens. She squeezes the doll just a little too hard, causing a horrendous pitchy squeak.
Aw. I guess in retrospect that was pretty silly though. I mean, it was just a kid's show. Of course there was going to be a happy ending. That's how those always work, right? Oh, let me hug her.
Jade's still smiling as she tosses the doll onto her bed, but she puts so much force into the throw that it goes careening off the edge with a wheeze. You hear it plop onto the floor and magnetize itself to another Squiddle. Its voice box lets out a weak little yay. Jade stands up and brushes off her skirt. Her eyes fall to her bedspread, which features a striking cloud design. She sighs slowly, and then assumes a bright smile once more.
She's still upset that she can't go to Sky, or, the medium.
Yeah. Jade.
Oh, honey. Anyway, let's go explore the rest of the house, shall we? I've got so much to show you!
Jade hikes up her skirt and skitters down the spiral staircase, 2 steps at a time. You're a little interested in the high-tech devices laying on a workbench near her bed, and a glowing green crystal that you think is literally uranium, but Jade's already gone, so you tear your eyes away and follow. The landing below her room is small and cylindrical, and features only a grey closet-looking device and a platform on the floor.
My room is at the top of a tower, but this transportalizer would take us to the garden.
She hops on and disappears in a flash of green light. You're a little nonplussed, but you've seen weirder. You step onto the platform and hear a light click beneath your feet, and in an instant you're standing in a lush garden atrium. There are exotic plants as far as the eye can see, ranging from psychedelic floral arrangements to tropical fronds to fruits and vegetables. Tall windows blanket the walls and allow sunlight to stream in, and said windows are coated in a steamy mist. You feel like you just got clotheslined by a rainforest.
It's beautiful, right?
Jade opens her arms and spins around, gesturing to her various gardening stations. You nod. It really is.
Gardening is another one of my favorite hobbies. It's a great way to get your hands dirty, and the end result is really vibrant and beautiful.
Jade waves her rough and calloused hands at you and then strokes her fingers along the pinkish petal of an anemone and hums a little tune toward it. One of its leaves seems to curl towards her touch. When Jade pulls away, she skips toward one of the windows and motions for you to follow her. It's a beautiful island vista that awaits your gaze. To your left is a towering mountain that might just be a volcano, and ahead of you is a small bay filled with giant lily pads and an old mossy temple. Beyond the island, the sea stretches out to a shimmering horizon. Past that boundary line, an entire world awaits, ever out of reach.
I have a question. I wonder how the temple is there if they're not able to get into the medium where the reckoning would ultimately happen.
I mean, I guess it's the same thing as, like, how do they exist without...
That's true.
I guess it's just the stuff that was already there is still there. Like,
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd class this. It's not quite a doomed timeline, I guess, because Vetcon works weirdly, but...
This whole timeline is fucking weird, man.
Something up with it.
This is my home. This entire island belongs to just me, Beck, and my grandpa. It's a very peaceful place. The greenery is so lovely, and the bay is very fun to take a dip in. There's some mysterious ruins down there too. I've always been very curious about them, but Beck won't let me visit them. I guess he thinks they're too dangerous. Grandpa's been in there plenty of times before, though.
Got her grandfather give her a supervised tour?
Oh, Grandpa doesn't really move much anymore. That's an understatement.
What? Yeah.
He spends all of his time having tea parties in the foyer, lol.
He's quite old, then.
More like he's quite dead. You could say that.
Jade wanders away from that window and toward another one, whose view is exclusively centered on the rolling blue. She presses her hand against the misty pane and sighs.
You know, Dave talks a lot about coming to visit me here. I mean, all of my friends do, but Dave especially. Aww. In his usual Davey way, of course, which means making lots of jokes about not sounding very serious about it. Yeah, I'm itching to put on my safari hat and come down to Doom Death Archipelago to get my ass murdered by Infinidog the Eldritch Retriever. Stuff like that. I know he really means it, though. He wants to see me, just like I want to see him. But it's just wishful thinking. He doesn't know where this island is. Even I don't know where it is. All deliveries here go through some company P.O. box my grandpa said where he died, and it's not marked on any maps. Because it's a special island with all kinds of important secrets on it, I guess? Or, it was special. I was special. But not anymore! Now I'm just a regular girl stuck alone this dumb island for the rest of my stupid life!
Well, you asked Jade if she's feeling alright.
Ah, she's pissed.
Ugh.
Yes! I'm totally fine! Just peachy, thanks for asking! Come on, let's keep up with the tour. There's no time for dilly-dallying. My grandpa's collections rooms are up next. The first one is full of his big game hunting trophies. I'd never shoot an innocent animal, and I think the trophy... But I do have to admire his great work stuffing them, I guess? It is really hard to properly stuff and mount something, trust me. Oh, yeah, she would know. And he has some cooler stuff on the lower floors, like all these badass knight statues. Or these, faded blue portraits of pretty ladies. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, most of Grandpa's collection stinks. But I think what is important is what it all represents to him. He's been on all sorts of incredible, amazing adventures, and he has this huge array of for it.
You told Jade that her grandfather sounds like a hell of a guy.
He sure is! Back when I was little, he used to go on trips all over the world and come back with many interesting years. I was so odd, and I guess a little jealous too. Sometimes he would be gone for days or even weeks at a time, and it would just be me and Beck holding down the fort.
Yeah, he does that.
I was always... Yeah!
It's not a
Number
great,
one
not
dad
a great
award.
dad.
I was always so happy when he came back, and I without making a peep. But he never asked me if I wanted to come along for an adventure, no matter how. I guess that's just a way of life for adventuring. There's no time to be tied down, even by the people you love. They can stay at home and wait for you to come back. That's how it was for my grandpa, at least. What about you? You're an adventurer too. You visit all my friends, and you've surely been to spots around the globe. So, I bet you've left something waiting for you there. I bet you've left someone waiting for you too, haven't you? Oh yeah.
Yes. Floods your veins and nestles into your heart with a burning chill, for reasons that you don't quite understand. Jade tilts her head and bores into you with wide, curious eyes. One of her hands is balled up into a fist, and both of them are trembling as she watches you. Jeez, you're gonna have to coach another kid through parental issues, aren't you? You swallow down your sudden anxiety, force a smile, and remind Jade that you're suffering amnesia.
Oh, right. But, well, it's just this feeling I get, you know? I have great intuition.
When she smiles, the corner of her mouth twitches. It's now or never. Would she like to talk?
I said I'm fine. There's nothing to talk about. Unless you want to talk about, some of these flowers. Isn't this one such a lovely yellow?
All these kids are they gotta just talk about their issues sometimes.
These kids need counseling.
Surely there's nothing wrong with... Oh, sorry,
No, go ahead.
Surely there's nothing wrong with a good old feelings jam, right? Jade's an expressive, empathetic girl. Feelings jam should be her thing. You think that, but she's still steadfastly ignoring you.
Hey, how about this orange one with the goofy face on it? Why don't we boggle at it for a while?
Jade, something's wrong. You need to talk this out. That's what you do. You're a talker. So why don't you two...
Oh my god, just shut up! Please just shut your stupid fucking mouth! Of course something is wrong! That something is you! Oh, honey.
Oh, Jade.
Oh.
Okay. There's a lot.
It's okay.
It's okay to let it out.
It's okay to talk.
I mean, a lot of it is our fault. She's not wrong.
Yeah.
There's a long pause. Jade stands there, her eyes wide, shocked at her own outburst. She wipes a tear from her cheek, takes a shaky gulp, and then sprints back up the stairs. Oof, that didn't work. You stand there for a while, feeling like a tender, AAA grade jackass steak with baked douchebag potatoes on the side. Then you sigh and steel yourself, and make the trek back up to her room. Jade is nowhere to be seen. Beck is pawing clumsily at a large, suspiciously jade-shaped lump beneath the covers of her bed.
Oh.
You clear your throat and ask her, softly, if she wants to talk. It's cool, you say. You listen to teen drama all the time, and this is some particularly choice drama. Not the best way to phrase this, I think.
Yeah.
Not that you like the drama, you clarify. You just kind of exist in the periphery of it constantly. You are a drama magnet. There's a long pause, and you're about to turn and leave when she pulls the covers off and turns to you. Her eyes are all puffy and red.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm sorry I yelled at you. It's not really your fault. I mean, it kind of is, but you didn't know you were messing anything up. It's not fair for me to be pissed at you. It's just, none of this is fair at all!
Yeah, that sounds like life, alright. You sit down on the bed and tell her to vent about it. It's okay, you can take it.
Okay. Have you ever spent your whole life waiting for something to happen and then it didn't?
Well, your memory is pretty fuzzy right now, so you can't say you have. But you think you understand a similar sense of yearning. Good God, have you yearned.
Yearning is a good word for it, yeah. Let me try and explain. When I went to sleep, I would see this beautiful golden kingdom called Prospit and hang out with the people there. I'd wake up with these fuzzy, half-remembered feelings of happiness, visions of the future swirling around in my head. It was nice. It was a good life. But there was this very lonely feeling that I couldn't get away no matter what I did. I would always tell myself, soon, Jade, soon it will all change. You'll get to travel the Prospit in your waking hours, you'll meet your friends, and finally begin to live, like really live. I waited days, months, years for the day to finally arrive, and then it never came. I was so sure it would come on John's birthday. All of my dreams told me so. All the signs were there, but it just didn't happen. And now I don't know what to do with myself. I was able to ignore the lonely feeling because I knew that it would appear one day, but now that day has slipped me by, and it's like all of those years are catching up and crashing down at me. So small and helpless and sad, like the loneliest girl in the world. I don't want to put this all on you. That wouldn't be very nice, but it's just, it's not fair!
Jade,
this is making me emotional.
That's
God.
getting into me. Jade vaults from the bed and stamps her foot on the ground, hard. Her face is flushed and streaked with tears and snot. She looks awful, frankly, like someone who's been holding it all in for far too long. Beck gets up and starts licking at her cheeks, and she holds him off until she can wipe her face on her sleeve.
Thanks, Beck. At least I've got you for a best friend, right?
Jade settles back onto the bed, stroking Beck's fur softly.
I have a lot of complicated feelings about all this, I guess. So complicated and painful that I'd rather just pretend everything's okay. But now I can't pretend anymore, and these feelings are all that's left. And I hate feeling so glum! I hate sitting around feeling all sad and useless! It's stupid and pointless and a waste of my fucking energy. It's just not who I am, and I'm just dumping it all on you. I'm sorry. I really am.
Man, you just completely fucked up this girl's life, and she's apologizing to you? Now you feel like the delicious three-layered shithead tiramisu served after that nice meal of steak and potatoes you had earlier. You really want to help, Jade. While you still don't quite get all of this magical moon stuff she's been talking about, you do get how it feels to be lonely. That's something you can help with. You offer her your hand. Want to go see the world? She sniffles and lightly shakes her head.
It's not going to work.
Well, there's no way to know that unless you give it a try, right? She nods, stands up, and takes your hand. You focus on a familiar destination, John's house.
Oh no.
But as you begin to dematerialize, Beck turns to stare at you, and you hear that familiar barking sound in your ears. And when the flash of light subsides, you're standing here in Jade's room, only a few feet from where you started. What?
Beck's not letting it happen.
Beck.
See? I told you it wouldn't work. Come on, let me show you something.
Jade hops up and shuffles down the staircase, and you follow. She takes you to the teleportation pad in the atrium.
These transporter lasers are all powered by thermal energy. there is teleportation. But if you hook one of them up to a uranium converter and modify the specified on the logic board, you can theoretically go anywhere in the world.
Ooh.
Which I tried. See?
She twists the top of the pad with her fingertips and pulls it off, and shows you the wiring underneath. It looks messy, like someone has made multiple attempts to rewire the circuits.
But when I used it, it only led to the exact same thing that happened now. Beck used his powers to prevent me from leaving the island. Maybe I got the coordinates wrong and I would have ended up stuck underground or something, but I checked and double-checked my measurements. I think Beck just doesn't want me to leave the island. He wants me to stay somewhere he can keep me safe at all times.
Perhaps he heard his name from above, or perhaps he just has a sixth sense about it, because Beck wanders down the staircase and over to Jade. She gives him a soft stroke behind the ear.
I love him very much, but as long as he's around, I'm stuck here, and because of the changes the way that be, I'm just going to have to get used to it, I guess. Oh, honey.
I didn't even realise how bad this is for her.
Yeah, God, Jade is just canonically the loneliest character in the entire series.
Yeah, and like now, he's just gonna keep her alone forever.
Like, real talk, this is why I actually, in the epilogue, when people were complaining about how Jade got shafted, I'm like, nah, this seems pretty normal for her considering how she lived.
Yeah.
It just felt really normal to me.
Yeah.
That's my personal experience.
I think I have mixed feelings about Jade in the epilogue, but
understandable.
I do agree with you there.
Yeah.
Jade deflates against one of her gardening tables and offers you a wan smile. For a split second, you could swear you saw droopy dog ears and a tail tucked between her legs.
Oh.
Depression to this degree simply is not conducive to friendship, and even if it was, you would still feel pretty shitty about it. You should do something to cheer her up. Oh.
Well. Oh my god. Challenge Beck for superiority.
Can we challenge Beck for superiority?
Let's do it.
You know, it won't end well, but it
I feel like that won't end well, but hey, we're gonna be doing this eventually anyway. Let me save that.
It seems to you that the cause of Jade's problems, even though he's probably not hurting her on purpose, is Becquerel. He's a good dog and he wants to protect her, but the time for that has passed. Jade has a new omnipotent friend in her life, and she's got places to be besides this island. There's only one thing for you to do. You need to establish yourself as the new alpha of the pack. You must win the right to escort Jade to visit her friends. This is how dogs work, right? Yeah, it is. It definitely is. You think.
You're gonna be the new dog.
You square up, bend your knees, and tense your palms.
What are you doing?
We're gonna fist fight a dog.
We're gonna fist fight an omnipotent.
Don't you worry about it, you tell Jade. You're practically an expert in Lucis wrangling techniques by now. In what techniques? She shouts behind you, but you're already charging. Beck doesn't see it coming at all, perhaps because it's such a spectacularly stupid thing to do. You go tumbling to the ground with him and manage to pin him. You know exactly what to do now. There is only one possible course of action, and it has been inculcated. I don't know what that means. And it's been inculcated with such mimetic gravity that you are entirely certain it will work as intended.
Oh my god!
Step in the snout to establish superiority. That's a deep cut.
Oh my god!
You punch Beck in the snout to establish superiority, and immediately realise it's not working as intended.
Time for disaster!
He snarls and flares up neon green, energy crackling around his body. You wince as heat washes over you as if you just opened an oven door, and your arm hairs stand stiff in electric terror. What were you thinking? This is a fight you can't win. Oh god.
Oh dear.
Beck lunges at you and sinks his fangs into you. You yelp, pain splitting your sight, radioactive fire roaring up your arm. You yank yourself away and instinctively try to teleport, but as you disappear, Beck's teeth catch your shoulder and hold on tight.
Oh
jeez. The two of you go hurtling through the nothingness, and you're pretty sure that you've left blood splatters on some meta-narrative construct, like a website scroll bar or the Ren'Py debug screen or some shit. Oh, hello. Eventually you come exploding back into canon and bounce off a purple spire with an ungainly smack, dislodging Beck in the process. You tumble onto a bridge and scatter some dudes in goofy jester outfits, and Beck lands in front of you.
Oh, is this the timeline where everybody actually made it into... They're wearing jester outfits.
Yeah, that's a good point. Oh, I don't know. Good boy? Can we call it even here? He snarls and green flames crack the stone beneath his feet. So much for that. You throw up your arms in front of your face and squeeze your eyes shut as Beck lunges again, but you don't feel the sting of his fangs against your flesh. Instead, you feel the singularly odd sensation of your body passing right through Beck's, as though you have just had a window thrown at you, like a reverse defenestration? Refenestration? Unfenestration? Yeah, this isn't good.
I saw that coming.
Yeah. The world beyond your eyelids strobes green, and when you open your eyes, you find yourself staring into a massive verdant sun. You think that when Beck went in for the kill, you must have phased through him as his powers surged? It was pure dumb luck. You can't imagine what kind of precise timing it would take to pull that off on purpose. The good news is that you're alive, but the blood loss is really doing a number on you, and you can't focus your powers. Your vision flickers at the edges, and there's a ringing in your ears louder than the flickering flames of the sun. You only just barely hear a voice from behind you as your eyes glaze over. A voice? Oh god! Who's gonna be Solux then?
I'll do it.
Sure.
Or actually, because I figure Aradia might come in, you can be Solux.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm guessing here.
Yeah, I've never really tried a Solux voice before. Now let me think. He doesn't have the list.
He doesn't have the list at this point.
Yeah, never really tried a Solux voice. I'm not really in condition for voices right now, so I just,
That's
do.
fair.
Who's this douchebag?
I knew it.
Yeah.
Solux, be nice. This douchebag looks very injured. I think they're going to have to restart and try again. Yeah. Better luck next time.
Well, that's fair.
There they are.
Didn't expect them to show up.
My god. So he's basically been teleported to the end of action.
Oh, that was
wonderful.
Good. So I just want to say, your Jade voice acting has been great.
Oh, thank you.
Like the big emotional monologue, that was.
I admittedly very much enjoy the Jade, so I'm glad I'm doing her justice.
Should we go back to like the second choice point so we can get the good ending, or how do you want to do it?
I think we should get the first bad ending first, and then we finish off with the good ending.
Yeah, that's a better way of doing it.
Alright.
So, get that gun away from her. You can't let a good opportunity slip between your fingers again. You need to disarm her before she accidentally blows you to smithereens. There must be something else that will get her guard down. You ask about her grandfather, the one who taught her about guns. He must surely be a reasonable and mature man. Perhaps it might be best to bring him into the discussion. You could sit down, have tea, drop the gun.
I don't know. Grandpa does love his tea time with guests, but usually conversations with him are really one-sided. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Oh, is he that stubborn?
Well, yes. He's a pretty obstinate man that's hard. But as well, you may find him difficult to talk to on account of the fact that he's also a stuffed corpse.
Oh, cool, yeah, that's cool, that checks out. This is fine, everything's fine. You love guest starring in a goddamn Hitchcock movie. This girl is clearly too unstable to be reasoned with. You need to disarm her and pronto. You steer the topic away. You steer the topic away from the grandfather she's surely murdered and wait for another lull in the conversation.
Technically, he's not wrong. Technically, they're not wrong on that front.
Yeah. With Tavros's help.
Yeah.
When her eyes start to wander and her grip slackens, you spring forward and reach for the rifle. Oh.
Well.
She shrieks and goes for the trigger, but before she can fire, an ear-splitting bark rings in your ears and the world explodes into neon green. You feel weightless and empty, cocooned in bitter cold. For half a second you think you just got Avada Kedavra, but then you glance around and see the stars, an iridescent light show twinkling all around you, painting the vast expanse with beaded glimmers. It is transcendent, it is beautiful. You are at peace. Or maybe that's just the asphyxiation talking.
Space junks. Well.
That went well, I think.
That went very well.
Alright, good ending time.
Let's explore.
Yeah. You present your most finely honed smile of confidence and urge Jade to stand. This is no time to mope around. There's plenty of fun to be found without leaving this island. You suggest that perhaps with your help you can give her the opportunity to explore that temple she's always been curious about. This could get interesting.
Yeah. Really? That would be super fun! But what about Beck?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about there. You have a genius plan, you tell her. You tell her to
boy.
just head on over to the temple and you'll take care of the rest.
Okay, if you say so. But please don't do anything to hurt Beck, okay? I love him to bits.
You wouldn't dream of it. Not on this route, at least. Jade transportalizes downward and you turn your attention to Beck, who is idly sniffing one of Jade's plants. You advance on him slowly and with intent. You know what must be done.
Pet the dog!
You just get right in there. You pet the hell out of this dog. You employ all your stronger pamper techs like the quick scritch up, the main massage, and the rare Coddle brand EX, Doge Smite. Somewhere in the distance, a bluebird observes your masterful display and chirps happily.
Uh-oh.
But suddenly, Beck's head snaps up and he points his snout in the direction of the temple. Whoa, whoa, whoa there, buddy. Now's no time to be thinking about Jade. Now is belly switches time. You start rubbing Beck's stomach and he flops onto his back with his tail wagging and his feet curled up. Who's a good boy? Beck looks up at you and you see the cosmos reflected in his deep, piercing eyes. And you
What
understand. Fair point. He's a good boy, and he knows it. After a while longer spent threading your fingers through his silky fur, Beck curls up beside you and yawns, starting to nod off. I kinda can't believe this worked.
Yeah.
You kiss him on the forehead, and then take the opportunity to slowly stand up and exit the room, letting the sleeping dog lie. You're a little worried about alerting Beck by using your powers. He seems to be pretty keyed into that kind of space-time manipulation, so you just take the long route to the temple. Jade's Island is a very beautiful place with rolling hills and lush sun-bathed plains. It looks like an excellent vacation destination, but it is also so bare. There is nothing and nobody around except for the hollow whispers of the wind. You can see how this place would feel much less like paradise after years spent stranded here. When you reach the lake surrounding the temple, you see that the giant lily pads outside have arranged themselves into a walkway that you can use to reach it. How strange and convenient.
I just want to say real quick that line about how the place feels much less like paradise after years spent stranded there, like, that's basically how I feel when I'm living on an island in, as if it's paradise. I'm like, well, visiting is different from living here, so
Yeah,
spend
I
enough
can
time
imagine.
living here and it's like, it's really not that great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I
I can understand that.
I stand Jade.
Also, I'm glad they're acknowledging how fucking weird that one bit was with the lily pads that just lined up because she played the bass or something.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell was that about?
Strange and convenient.
You channel your inner frog and hop across.
Hey! Up here!
Jade calls down to you. She's at the temple entrance far above your head, waving down at you. Grooves carved into the wall form a ladder that you can use to climb up, and soon you are standing beside her at the entrance to the temple. A huge imposing archway marks the ingress between this sunny island and the dark interior of the ruin. From From within, you can see a faint yellow-green glow that seems to come from runes carved into the walls. Spooky. As you proceed through the entryway, Jade runs a hand alongside the glowing walls, her face bathed in the sickly green. At the end of the hallway is a large round platform decorated with cloudy designs and a glowing orb at the centre. It doesn't pique your inner interior decorator, but Jade seems quite awed by the sight.
This is Skya! I knew this temple had to be connected to the world in some way. To that world, I mean.
Jade rushes onto the platform and it begins to descend. You quickly follow her before you're left behind, as the elevator takes you down to an expansive and dark room below. Of course.
Yep.
Much like the rest of the temple, the space seems very sparse, and it is illuminated by the faint glow of the runes on the walls. A large purple lotus flower rests atop a pedestal in front of the elevator, petals wilted. There is an electronic display built into the pedestal, with a timer that could feasibly count down for millions of years, but it seems to be glitched, stuck a few hours away from zero, with the seconds digit constantly ratcheting back and forth between two numbers.
Oh, yep, it's never gonna move. Thanks to what we did!
Whoops! Jade places a hand on the pedestal and sighs.
Number is stuck. I think this is a time capsule, but it's malfunctioning for some reason. Was I supposed to open it when the time was right? Now I'll never know. What else could this place be hiding from me?
As if on cue, the elevator platform shudders and begins to rise behind you. As the platform ascends, it becomes clear that there is a pit beneath it, which is basically video game logic 101. Jade looks down into it, and you follow suit and see...
Transportalizers?
Oh yeah, I forgot about them.
Yep.
We never actually saw them in this timeline, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on, like, Jake's version of the island.
Yeah, because now we know what's on... Actually, because I remember that the guitar jammed the platform before, so it never rose back up.
Oh yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think it has been confirmed that that's how Grandpa got to Skya, that they were there on Jade's version.
Yeah.
There's two of them, one a deep purple and the other a brilliant gold. Jade leaps down into the pit, which is a pretty brave maneuver because it's deep as hell and real life still has fall damage.
Sure does.
She grunts and sinks to her knees from the impact, but quickly recovers and rushes over to the golden transportalizer. She examines it for a moment and then clambers on. With a soft click, the pressure plate is depressed and the device surges to life. She disappears in a bright flash of light. Well shit, you'd better follow her. You hop down and step onto the transportalizer, and the same flash of light consumes your body. Oh, we're here. You feel something like wind whipping around you as your molecules are dematerialized and then reassembled in a new locale, a glimmering golden palace. Wow, this place is way too fucking bright. Someone needs to crank the saturation down pronto.
I don't believe it!
Jade is looking around with wide eyes that reflect your golden surroundings.
This is it! This is Prospect, the planet I visited in my I didn't think it was possible to get here like this! What does it mean? Why am I allowed to be here right now? I should go talk to the Queen!
And with that, she's off, sprinting down the halls with a renewed sense of vigour. You scramble to keep up with her, threading your way through crowds of confused white-shelled folks in fancy outfits. They kind of remind you of yourself, but with chitinous bodies. You sidestep a lady carrying a paint can. Miss Paint!
Miss Paint!
And shuffle down a lengthy golden staircase adorned with regal golden spikes, and you can only barely keep your eyes on Jade's long black hair as it swishes behind her. When you finally catch up, she's in the middle of an argument with two burly fellows in white suits.
Oh boy.
She stomps her foot at them, but they are undeterred, blocking her passage further. Eventually, Jade wheels around to look at you. She tries to soften her expression for your sake, but her face is still sour.
Guards won't let me see the Queen! Apparently she's really busy with something. They told me I'm not supposed to be here and that I had to leave right away. This is totally bull! I'm a princess! I swear so Idiots can't even recognize you without the pretty golden dress. Blah, I guess I'm not getting any answers either. Let's just get out of here.
And she's off again, this time striding forward with her fists curled and her jaw set. You glance back at the guards, whose furrowed brows strike you more as worry than ire, and then follow Jade back. You're almost next to the exit when you see it. A dark figure silhouetted against sky as brilliant blue. They're humanoid in shape, with two leathery wings outstretched and inky black tendrils trailing behind. Oh dear. This is not the place to be right now, I think.
Alright.
Crimson Force crackles in their wake and they swoop over the city like a bird of prey. Something about them gives you a major case of the heebie-jeebies. You do a nervous little half jog back to the transportalizer and get the hell out of Dodge.
Good idea.
I'm trying to figure out how that's even happening in this timeline.
Yeah, because there wasn't any mention of them, of like the Prospedians wearing jester outfits. They were just in fancy clothes, which could be the same thing, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. It's too late for me to work these things out.
Yeah.
The temple feels oppressively dark compared to the blinding bright of Prospect. You spend a while blinking as your eyes readjust. The transportalizer you just used flares up red and then cracks. That's probably not a good sign, is it? You do what you do best, ignore it, and climb out of the pit. Jade is standing beside the lotus contraption, running her hand along one of the petals with her face set.
I'd say that was a very close call. They were about to fucking die in there.
Yeah.
What does all of it mean? Was this here all along? Has my grandpa been to Prospect before? If I can go there, then it must still exist. The game must still exist, but how? None of it makes any sense. I need to think about this.
You follow Jade slowly back to her house as she mumbles to herself, brows furrowed. You can barely catch what she's saying, but she's clearly thinking hard.
The clouds have never been wrong before. Is it too early? Was this meant to happen?
Once you reach the atrium, Jade lets out a sharp breath and nods her head, resolute. She turns to you.
Alright, I think I understand. I know what's going on now.
Great! You offer her your most winning smile. What's the sitch?
Well, the truth is I was always being very immature about the idea of being a hero and having a destiny. Life isn't like in kids' cartoons, after all. Heroism isn't all rainbows and sunshine. It's childish to think that anyone gets a happy ending. That kind of storybook stuff doesn't really exist. To be a real hero, you have to be prepared to suffer horribly. It makes sense when you think about it. If everything came easy, there wouldn't actually be anything heroic about it. Why else would my grandpa have put me on this island? Why else would Beck want to keep me safe here even now that everything's changed? It's because it's my destiny. I have to prove that I'm willing to suffer and willing to sacrifice. That has to be it.
Joey.
This can't... Honey. This can't all have been for nothing, right? That's not the way the world works. Everything has a purpose, even if it's not clear at first. Seeing Prospect in the flesh reminded me of that. My purpose is to do what I've always done, what my grandpa and Beck have helped me prepare for. I know I'll be really lonely, but in the end it means that everything will continue to play out the way it's meant to. It's a very noble job, and I've got to be the one to do it.
You're at a loss for words. This really doesn't feel like the right takeaway from all this. You don't know jack about Spurb or Destiny or any of that nonsense. So who are you to say otherwise?
So, thank you for helping me visit Prospect. I wouldn't have figured this all out if not for you, and I'm sure that meeting me is one step along the way towards your mysterious fate as well. I'll be rooting for you!
Jade erupts into a broad, beaming smile. It might be the first completely genuine smile you've seen from her this entire time, but that doesn't make you feel any better about it. In fact, it's more of a knife twisting in your gut. When she throws her arms around you and hugs you tight, the knife pushes deeper to the bone.
Well, you probably have more important stuff to do than keep hanging around with me. I'll let you get back to it.
Jade turns around and heads to the staircase, leaving you to stare at her retreating form. Is this it? Will you accept the new destiny you've written for Jade and allow her to stay trapped here on this island? Oh, I didn't expect another choice.
Huh. Let's save.
I feel like we shouldn't. You know?
I feel like we shouldn't accept it. Do not accept.
Yeah. Some people might take this as a lesson in the responsible use of reality-altering powers. Some people might swear off manipulating canon entirely, but not you. What's the point of having sick-ass powers at all if you never use them? Maybe some god is going to punish you for the way you've been fucking with the universe, but right now you don't care. This girl will burn herself to ashes to keep her friends warm. The least you can do is risk the flame for her sake. Aww.
Oh.
That's a really... Yeah, so I like the way they put that.
Yeah.
You quickly sprint up the stairs.
Oh! You're not leaving. Don't you have places to be? I'll be fine here alone, I promise. It's my duty. I have to get used to it eventually.
You can't imagine she's okay with that, no matter what she says. Does she really want to stay alone for the rest of her life?
Well, of course not. What I want to do is explore the world and hang out with all my pals. But it's not about what I want. It's about doing what has to be done. That's all it has always been about for me.
Well, that's bullshit.
Huh?
Maybe Jade's fate dictates that she never play the game she wanted to play. Maybe heroes don't get a happy ending. But that doesn't mean heroes can't be happy.
Oh,
there comes
bless.
a time in every young woman's life, you tell Jade, where she can't leave home because her pet is an overprotective god.
Yeah.
Okay, that's obviously not true, but there comes a time in many young women's lives where circumstances beyond their control leave them without an escape. Perhaps it is easier to believe that the escape will never come, but you can't let Jade do that. When life has you stuck, at home perhaps, you can still hold on to hope. I just realised that she is the first character to be literally homestuck now.
Yep.
You can fight. No matter how long you have to wait, you can still keep looking for another chance to see the world. And if the universe tells you to sit, stay and roll over, you look the universe dead in the eyes and ask, who do you think is the master around here? And then you tell it to motherfucking heal.
Yeah! You're right! Even now I was still being childish. It was easier to tell myself to be miserable for a noble cause instead of holding on to hope and maybe getting hurt again. But I have to have hope! That's who I am! I'm a hoper, not a moper! I will keep trying to convince Beck that it'll be safe for me to leave the island. Things have changed and maybe he doesn't realize it. He's kind of a silly dumb dog at times, but he loves me and I love him and we can work it out. Maybe it'll take a while, but I'll definitely figure things out. And while I wait, you'll come visit me sometimes, won't you?
Yes.
Aww.
Of course you will. You are not in the habit of abandoning your friends. The idea is unthinkable. You promised Jade that you will come visit her. Come visit? What? Come visit? I don't understand. Oh, a light bulb goes off in your head. One of those cool LED bulbs, the kind that syncs up to your phone and changes colours and spies on you for the government.
In other words, she's your friend. Party time!
You asked Jade if she's ever had a slumber party.
A slumber party?
Oh, this is suddenly
No, I've
nice.
never had one. I know. No, I've never had one. It sounds exciting, but is it really a party where there's just two people and a dog? That sounds more like a mild slumber hangout.
Don't worry about it, you tell her. Just start getting the place ready for a bash. Pull out the sleeping bags, conjure up some lightly irradiated snacks, pump up the fresh jams, etc, etc.
I don't know if we even have sleeping bags, but okay, I'll see what I can do. Maybe there's something useful in my grandpa's old supplies.
You shoot her a confident salute and then dissolve into the ether of canon. Wait.
Oh, what?
I just realised what we're gonna do.
Oh my god, I love this! I actually love this!
Alright, Egbert, up and at 'em, it's party time. John yelps and tumbles out of his chair, crashing to the ground in an undignified heap. It looks like he was in the middle of debugging some code on his computer when you interrupted him. He disentangles his limbs and stands up with a groan.
You wanna... Are you up for voicing it all? Do you want me to be...
Yeah, sure. Again, won't be doing much of a voice, but I'll mute it.
Understandable.
Okay, Magic Mailman, we need to get some things straight. Your powers are extremely cool, but using them like this is kinda lame. Jump scares rank very low on the prank scale. They don't take any effort, they're just sort of mean and annoying.
Agreed.
Yeah. You apologise for scaring John. You're just in a very excited mood right now, because it's time for a motherfucking slumber party.
Hell yeah!
Oh cool, I've never been to a slumber party before. Who is it with? You grin. Don't you already know who with, John? The American Association of Mailmen? You give him a blank stare. Oh right, probably my other friends. That one should have been obvious. There you go, John. You tell him to pack up whatever supplies he thinks he should bring, and then get ready for another whirlwind ride through space-time. I don't know. I should probably do the responsible thing and let my dad know I'm going on a trip, even if I will be back soon. Okay, that's fine, you tell him, but don't take too much time. This route's already getting pretty long.
I'm okay with that.
Cool. Okay, what should I bring? Oh, I need to grab some movies, definitely.
Oh
Dave will
boy.
be there, right? I should bring some McConaughey movies so he realises I was right all along about Matthew's stellar acting. Oh, and of course some snacks. This is a great time for me to unload all the excess birthday cakes my dad made me. Seriously, there are hundreds of them in the fridge. It is highly ridiculous.
How do you fit hundreds of them in the fridge?
You wait patiently in John's room as he goes downstairs to fetch his bounty of cakes, talk to his dad, and do all of his other preparations. It takes forever. You're not really sure what he's doing down there. You think he might be walking around examining all of the objects in his home in great detail and solving a bunch of puzzles? Come on, John, that's not the right genre of game. Get your shit together.
That's not until Hive Swap.
Okay, ready. Alright, step 2 is to go get Rose. You take John's hand and zap the two of you into Rose's mansion. John spends a while goggling at the giant statue of Zazapan the Learned. Then you ascend the staircase towards Rose's room and knock on the door. Her voice comes from within, slightly muffled.
I'll be Rose if you want me to.
Sure.
You're home early. I've been hearing strange noises from the neighboring lab of late. Have you?
Rose opens the door and freezes.
John?
Her eyes widen and she slowly steps backwards, which John takes as an invitation to stride into her room. Her cheeks darken and she scans the room, eyes flicking from mess to mess. Surprise, Rose! We're here to steal you away, like the owl who kidnaps Harry Potter.
That's totally how it happens. That's not...
She sighs and turns to you.
Care to explain a sudden intrusion? It is normally considered polite to call ahead, especially when one is possessed of reality-bending powers.
Oh, don't be melodramatic. There's probably nothing too embarrassing in this room. John furrows his brow as he glances around the room, eyes sweeping over the walls. He eventually settles on some pictures that have been hung up. I mean, look at these great drawings. Did you do those? That is so cool. I didn't know you drew stuff. Rose gives him the smile of a girl whose soul has just shriveled into a blackened husk.
God. Again, an explanation would be nice.
You explain that you've come to collect Jade's friends for a slumber party.
I see. The commercial and critical failure of this must have impacted her more strongly than I anticipated. She was really looking forward to playing that game with us.
Yeah, that's putting it lightly, probably.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I would hate to disappoint her further. Consider this my RSVP.
Rose gives you a curt nod and then turns to frown at John, who is poking around under her bed. Something tugs at the corner of her mouth.
His present is in there. John? My mother is busy and will not be expected to return for a while. Why don't you and our strange friend go analyze her room instead? I need time to pack.
Oh, okay, Rose. Whatever you say. Rose shoves you out of the room with more strength than you expected from a 13-year-old girl and shuts the door hard. Man, I hope Rose realises that I was being serious when I said her drawings were good. We tease each other a lot, but she's really cool. John's speaking loud. Yeah. John's speaking loudly enough that Rose can almost certainly hear him from the other side of the door. You think he knows that, but you don't say it. But you don't say anything, except to casually suggest that you and John go wait downstairs and admire all the ridiculous wizard art. He agrees. God, this house is so weird. Who needs a giant statue of a wizard? Where did they even get this? Sorry, I'm coughing a lot right now.
Oh, is it because of the voicing?
No, it's fine. Oh, and speaking of weird, I didn't want to bring this up with Rose in case it's just some funny story I'm not in on, but what's with all the riding on her? Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Right! She's got writing on her walls.
But John trails off as Rose descends the stairs with a neatly packed bag.
Shall we?
We shall, you say. With a hand on each of their shoulders, you close your eyes and concentrate on the Strider apartment. You're aiming for the hallway outside the front door, but this power is still taking some getting used to, so you instead pop into existence right on top of Dave's bed. He's tapping away at something on his computer, and as soon as you appear, his entire body tenses up. You've barely had a moment to react before Dave wheels around in his chair and flings a handful of shurikens at you.
Oh god.
One of them grazes Rose's cheek so closely, a strand of pale hair flutters to the ground. She turns to look at the weapon now embedded in the wall, and runs a finger along the edge of the blade, squinting.
Oh, Jesus, shit. What the fuck, man?
Surprise!
Okay, rule 1 of time travel or dimension hopping, don't fucking pull this kind of shit. I mean, seriously. Under any circumstances, I'd be shitting my about the opportunity to chill with my best bro. But dude, you can't just hop a guy's besties in the middle of his room out of nowhere like this. This is an extreme social faux pas. You gotta give a guy some time to prepare. Don't be melodramatic, Dave. I assure you, there is distinct lesser of you.
If Rose was scarred by that near-death experience just now, she doesn't show it. She hops off the bed and glances around.
If you left any pornography out, it would only serve to paths I've already made.
Dude, are these selfies? Are you doing the duck face in this one? Oh man.
Oh, for fuck's sake, John. You get a VIP all-access backstage pass and the first thing you do is insult my stuff? Like some rowdy tool at the Nickelback concert rummaging through their closets instead of doing the musical world a favor and assassinating them.
Oh, yeah. You would do the same, dude.
Touché. But anyway, aside from you getting your grubby hands all over my pristine collection of swords, what the hell are you all doing here?
We're having a slumber party. Are you in?
Oh. I don't know. Bro is basically always keeping tabs on me. Guy wants me to be safe, you know? Yeah, sure. or rather wants me to only be in the right kind of danger. Irony, the dope-ass fucking ninja master. It's all some pretty insane supervisions, is the point being made here. Was already getting some rank vibes from him after that little jaunt over Olive Garden. Actually, the vibes have been off ever since John's B-Day, if I'm being honest. So I don't know how he'd feel about me gallivanting off on some magic adventure. Man, seems like the kind of thing he'd take issue with.
Ah, come on. He can't be that bad. What kind of guy wouldn't let his brother go hang out with his friends?
Yeah, I guess. Be a pretty shitty kind of guy if he did that. Wouldn't he? Oh.
Dave stares off into the middle distance for a while. Rose observes him intently. Look, Dave, I don't think it would feel right if we all had a big party and you weren't there. Jade would really miss you.
As would we.
Yeah. Dave glances furtively around the room as if he's expecting a camera to blink at him from up in one of the corners.
Alright, I'm in. Let me just grab some subs. That supplies are short. Hey, mailman, what's Jade's hell dog like? Do I need to blast swords?
cool. These swords are like $5 Chinatown swords, aren't they?
What? No! Okay, listen.
While Dave grabs his stuff and John heckles him affectionately, Rose's attention has been drawn back to the shuriken Dave threw at her. You stroll over and ask her what's up. She responds with her own question.
Have you been introduced to Dave's brother?
Not yet. You've heard a lot about him though. For the sake of diplomacy, you only briefly touched on the opinion you've formed.
He certainly seems like a fascinating man. The kind of individual whose brain I would love to pick apart to find out just what twisted mechanisms fire off within its chambers. I have bad feelings about this.
So that's what she's thinking about. Dave's bro? Rose chews on her bottom lip.
Not exactly, but an adjacent topic. Oh my god, Alright. I'm mulling over the ethical quandaries presented by the existence of power as esoteric.
What?
It's nothing to concern yourself with yet. We have a party to attend to, apparently.
Yet.
Rose is onto him, I think.
Right. Dave is done packing up. You open both palms and suggest that everyone hold hands so you can best channel your powers.
Really? We're holding hands? God, this is so lame.
But he does it, and when he clasps John and Rose's hands, he shifts around and blushes faintly in a manner that suggests he doesn't really think it's so lame. In fact, he may think it is the opposite of lame. He may think it is rad. And he'd be right. Friendship is the raddest thing of them all.
This is so pure.
Yeah. I can't believe we're actually just having all the four of them meeting, like, in just for slumber parties.
Honestly, Jade deserved this.
Yeah. This is just like so many AU fics or whatever. As you say, she deserves it. You're full of warm and fuzzy friend feelings as you teleport back to Jade's atrium. Wait, no, that's just the feeling of your body dissolving and reconstituting itself halfway across canon. They have very similar feelings. You head to the base of the staircase where you call out to Jade. Her guests have arrived, you tell her. Jade rushes down the stairs and nearly trips over her skirt. Her expression is tight and anxious, and when she sees your motley crew standing there, she freezes up. Her breath hitches in a half sob.
Oh, you really did break them! They're here! You're all here!
Jade breaks into a wide grin and sprints forward, launching herself like a missile at her friends. Dave throws himself bodily out of the way and Rose takes an alarmed step back, leaving John to bear the full brunt of her affections. She crashes into him and the two of them go spinning around and around as Jade laughs breathily. Whoa, calm down there, Jade. It's nice to see you too. Tears are beading in her eyes as she squeezes him tight and then pecks his cheek with a soft kiss.
Oh, John, I'm so happy to see you in person. In waking person and everything. I spent so much time watching.
What? Jade swings around to look at her other two pals.
Come on, you two too. Get over here. We're having a 4 times hug pop combo right now. Aww. This is so wholesome.
I love this.
This is so good.
Rose and Dave cautiously step forward, and Jade, with John's help, yanks them both into the tight embrace. She smooches them on the cheeks, too. Rose's face lights up with a blush, and Dave nearly goes catatonic. Dave Jade was good stuff in its day. When Jade pulls back, she's clutching John's hand and tugging so hard she might pull the damn thing off.
Come on, everyone, let's go upstairs! I found a bunch of bags, entering here into the room. We can play with all my toys and jam out some.
I think you cut out there.
Oh wow! I think
you...
I was a little. Hello? Am I here?
So yeah, did you read the line? I think you cut out.
Should I reread the line, considering that probably means it's not going to go through stream?
Yeah, I mean, you've been kind of cutting out occasionally anyway, but I missed like the whole line there, so...
How much of the line did you miss?
Most of it.
I'm doing it again, whatever. We can play with all my toys and jam out some music and stay up all night chatting with each other and oh my god!
Well, we got most of it that time. I don't know why it's happening so much today. Jade's next laugh verges on hysterical and she's got tears streaked down her cheeks. Dave looks a little perturbed.
Wow, holy shit, cool, Jade, no need to get so... like this. Kinda fucks me up seeing you cry.
Aww.
Not that I'm trying to make this all about me. I mean, Dave, you're doing a horrible job of comforting her. Jade, come here. I shall hold you in my arms.
Rose walks over to Jade, extends her thumbs and swipes them down Jade's teary cheeks in a stiff mechanical motion. Then she wraps her arms around Jade in an embrace that could be generously called a hug, but looks more like the precursor to an alien medical examination.
Oh.
John boggles at the...
Rose hasn't had much experience.
Yeah. John boggles at the display. I seem to remember... I think it was on PJ Pod, was it, where they said Jade was Rose's practice canaya.
Oh my
I think
god,
that's very true. I'm just feeling that right now.
God, I love it.
None of you whack jobs know how to do this. Oh my god. Come here, Jade.
Aww, thank you, John. Now come on, everyone, let's go.
And so the party begins. Tales told, movies watched, and fun had aplenty. So many shenanigans happen. So many. Perhaps someday you will recount them all in detail. But before you know it, the energy in the room has fled alongside the sunlight. The moon and stars cast their pale gaze upon four supine friends, bundled up in sleeping bags and caught midway between slumber and wakefulness. Dave is rambling about some inane bullshit that nobody's paying attention to, and Rose is attempting, quite terribly, to lecture John and Jade on the modern reinterpretation of Lovecraft's works. You think it's about time you bowed out. It's not that you haven't enjoyed chumming it up with these kids, but you'd feel kind of weird sticking around overnight. You can come back later. Besides, you've got places to go and sights to see. There's an entire golden moon out there full of potential friends that you knew nothing about before today. The universe beckons and you are powerless to refuse. You give Beck a little nod like, hey, take care of these kids. Beck doesn't nod back because he's a dog, but you like to think he understands. As you quietly slip down the staircase and out of sight, you spare one last glance at the group and find a sigh escaping your lips. Everything that's happened here feels almost too good to be true. Can it last? Can this brazen wish fulfillment go unpunished? You find that hard to imagine. There is something fate touched about these kids. You can feel it in your bones. As surely as the wind whispers through the trees or the stars dance through space, as surely as the turning clocks will call the sunlight back again, these kids will never be free of the bullshit that hounds them. But right here, right now, they are at peace. They have shared this one perfect moment together. Perhaps in the future there will come more betwixt the chaos. And maybe that's enough.
Oh, so nice! Oh my gosh!
That was...
Oh my god, Rose is
perfect.
painting John's nails.
Ah!
June Egbert real! Oh my
June
god.
Egbert Origins is happening here.
This is so good.
Dave and Jade are sharing personas, of course.
Oh, that was
that
so
was-
heartwarming.
That was just wonderful. I love these kids.
They're so good.
We've still got a bad ending to go, haven't we?
No, we did we did all the bad endings, no?
The other
Oh
one,
wait,
like,
no, we didn't do.
Yeah,
we
accept.
didn't accept. Right, I forgot about that.
I don't want to ruin that now.
I don't want to do it. That was such a good ending. It's gonna ruin it.
Well, I'm gonna go for it.
Well, all right then.
Wow. Huh. You're kind of a huge jerk, aren't you? Or maybe the narrative is a huge jerk, is what you would say, but no, you're practically in charge of the narrative, so yeah, it's basically just you. But Jade seems happy enough with her lot in life. Maybe she's better off this way, instead of whatever danger she would have gotten caught up in had she played Superb. Yeah, you just keep telling yourself that. Well,
okay.
Well, that was brief at least.
Oh. I'm not gonna get over that good info.
Oh, that was.
Oh.
Like they never. That's just like. It never got to like meet up in just normal, happy circumstances. Really, it's so wonderful to see that.
Yeah.
That was wonderful.
I'm still smiling. That was just lovely. Also incredibly fun to voice.
Yeah. I really do hope I don't just randomly get a cold or whatever for next Saturday. Like, it seems to be happening on a pretty regular basis.
Oh. Hopefully I'll get my new mic by then. If not,
oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's right.
And our special guest, is that still on the table?
Yep. That's still on the table. I have to get back to him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be coy
He's
about
still
that for no reason.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we all know who's next.
Yeah.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, that'll be great if that can work out.
Yeah, I will keep you updated on that front.
Cool, thanks. Anyway, it's even later than normal, and you know I'm sort of not really ill, but sort of ill. So I don't know. I feel like I just want to kind of
get some rest.
Yeah, I feel like I just want to leave off there. And I got stuff tomorrow. I got the old fans club, whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, I forget you do that every Sunday.
Yeah, second and fourth Sunday of the month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
that's still really cool though.
Yeah, I haven't been there in like a month because of my holiday, so you know, want to be well rested for that because I'm looking forward to it.
I'm still very happy for you.
Yeah, thanks. But yeah, I am very tired right now.
Yeah, go get some rest.
Yeah, so that was yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone who's watching. I don't think anyone's watching at the moment.
I saw like the viewer count go up once, and that's it. But that's all right. This is still going up on YouTube, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't seen the last one yet.
I only got on to putting it up today, but it should be up there now. I think it's public.
Okay.
I'll check if it's public.
I actually like rewatching the videos just to hear how bad I am at voice acting. or rather how bad my mic is, but anyway.
Yeah, you like your voice acting was good today. Jade especially. That was.
Oh, thank you.
You did a great job, I think.
I have fun doing the emotional parts.
Yeah.
I also had a lot. I don't care voice for it. I had a really good time voicing Dave.
Yeah, I mean.
Especially his freakouts.
Yeah. Anyway, I think
I'll let you go now.
Leave off there. Yeah, thanks for watching, and
I will see you around.
Yeah, see ya.